everybody, welcome to week 86, episode 86 of Sahlen's Legacy.
Apologies
for going up a little bit late, but the nice thing is we're doing it so that we can be a little more efficient in the future. We have Kenny back in the studio today, so he's learning the board and learning VMix and all that good stuff. So yeah, we're here now, we're doing the thing. It's a bit echoey. Oh dear. I think because doors were open and such. Hopefully. Anyway, hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome to, this is Sahlen's Legacy. This is a live play, homebrew 5e D&D live stream that is also interactive. So thanks everybody for joining us. If you can slide me out of this particular thing into the next, oh dear. Ryan.
Ooh, thanks Metal God.
Thank you, Metal God, thank you for the sub. Maybe. Well, let's just talk about it, shall we? Lots of ways that you can interact with the show.
Do it.
So you can.
Oh, we could say who we are though before we get to that.
Yeah, let's do that. Hi, everybody. I'm Danny. I'm your DM, and then we'll keep on going over here, starting with you twos.
Yeah, there it is. Down the button.
Are you two muted? We'll start with Boobos, I guess.
Yeah, I'm Andrew. I play Boobo, everyone's favorite Quailier elf.
Hooray. Starheart.
I'm Diva, and I play Starheart. She is our favorite, my favorite, precocious little gnome cleric rogue ish.
And I am Ryan, playing Andre Cabe Urta. He is also a gnome cleric, full cleric, no roguishness in there at all.
I'm sorry, I didn't hear your full name.
That's right.
You're trying to save time.
Okay.
Up to the top left.
Hi, I'm Haley. I play Captain Orstone. She is a tiefling warlock rogue.
Hey, I'm Justin. I play Nitzage Alsup. He is a Quailier wizard with a heart beast named Hailstorm.
For those of you not in the know, Quailier in this game, those are the elf equivalents in this world. They're just called Quailier because I'm fancy pants, I guess. And anywho, this is the thing. So there are ways that you can interact with our story. You can, for $5, give any of our players Sahlen's blessings, which are a d6 roll that they can apply anywhere. Blessings you see are going to be denoted on the left side of every player's screen. And then the group rerolls for $10 are going to be on the right side of the screen for them to pull whenever. So the rerolls help them be more successful. So if you want to help our players, you can do that. If you want to help me, for $15, you can give me DM powers. Not DM powers.
Give you DM powers?
DM rerolls. DM rerolls, which allow me to force our players to reroll their good rolls. For $25, you can drop a character of your own description into our world. We'll do our best to make them fit. We've fallen back on silly territory and all that stuff, which is fine, but we also love the characters who do fit in with the world. We'll roll with whatever, just know we do appreciate the ones that fit a little bit more. Yeah, and then at $50, you can give any of our players DM powers for 1 full minute. Allows them to take over the story, whatever they say, wow, whatever they say becomes
Whatever they
true.
says.
Whatever they say.
Whatever they say.
Chum. Random turnip, thank you for that. Hold on to your... Okay. We're off to a great start. Hold on to your sluts. Dave, that one guy we all know who loved quoting movies but never manages to get the line right. I see.
Wait, what's the line?
Hold on to your butts is the line. Yeah.
Oh, I get it, because it rhymes.
Yes. Yeah, I can say it.
Yeah.
I was like, meh. All right, so we got Dave, the movie quoter. Thank you very much. Alrighty, thank you. Thank you, Random Turnip. So that's how the character drop works, and that character will find its way into the scene fairly soon, probably after we do some little more emotional stuff, because last week was pretty freaking heavy, so we're going to give that the respect it deserves, and then you'll see these characters as soon as possible. And then, yeah, for every $100, something will unlock, starting with a monster drop, then a roll on the wild magic table for every member of the party, and then at $300, it is a Broaden Horizons, but for the group. So they'll all decide for something that they want as a group. After that, it's going to alternate bad and good, or good and bad. I forgot what's written, but it's one of those two. Basically, big world things, you know, invading the zeitgeist sort of things. A giant thank you to our sponsors, and all of that information will be cycling throughout the show, and we'll give them a more proper breakdown at the end of the stream. But definitely check out those codes. Use the commands in the chat for each of those sponsors to get more information. If you shop with them, it helps us out a lot. There's also some great discounts for you guys for those. So check all that out for us, please. But that said, I think we did all the things. We did all the things.
Ooh.
We did.
And then we have one last giveaway tonight, right, Danny?
We do have one last giveaway tonight.
Giving stuff away.
Tonight.
Right here. So tonight, because we are also in the middle of our partner push, we submitted yesterday because we did hit everything we needed to hit, and sometimes it takes them anywhere from a week to 2 weeks to examine our channel, see what's up.
So we're still pushing.
So we're still pushing. So we're not
now.
done. Just because we submitted doesn't mean we're done. Because that's what happened to us last time. We're like, we did it. And we sat back and let our numbers drop. And by the time they came around to look, we were no longer that strong. So thank you everyone for showing up. Thank you for bringing your friends. We appreciate it. Please continue.
Now is the time to
pushing
push
for us.
more.
If you'd like to help us
Keep
at all,
pushing.
right now, like social media shares would do tremendous wonders for us. We really do appreciate it. If you're unfamiliar with the channel, if you're new here tonight, definitely join our Discord, see what else is on our schedule, and if it's anything you might be interested in. We've got all kinds of stuff here, not just tabletop. Yeah, so come on, do the thing. But tonight, we're going to be giving away, firstly, we're going to be giving away a Quest Tea.
A Questie, isn't it? Like a Questie.
Oh, like Equestria, but a Questia. Thank you for, this is from Geeky Teas. This is pretty darn tasty, it says. It's black tea, apple pieces, natural caramel apple flavor, and cinnamon bark. It's supposed to taste like candied apples, and there's instructions for how to brew a nice cuppa for that. And we're also giving away candle, which is the Brine Water Tides cantrip candle from our friends over at Cantrip Candles, who, again, if you're in LA, they just opened their shop for the first time. Geeky Teas is also a brick and mortar. If you can support them, if you're in the area, please do so. They're wonderful. They're fabulous. We loves them. But yeah, these are going to be given away. If we hit 100 viewers tonight, this is yours. Somebody's in the chat. And then after this week, we'll have one more to give away because somebody won who I don't think believed that they won. I think they might have come in on a raid. So like, he's like, I think you got this by mistake. So just give it to somebody else. So we'll do that for one of those next week. But hooray. Now on to the story. So last week was pretty heavy. And that was a very, very long day for our players. That last day stretched on forever. All of you were exhausted, spell slots expended, bloodied, unconscious. But by the very end of it all, your longtime companion and friend, Paragon Tiny Toes, faced off against an undead member of his family, one of his brothers, and then rescued the bodies of the rest of his family from a corpse flower. But he fell in the process. He was struck down. He was poisoned and killed by the plant itself after being struck by sort of accidental lightning from Andre. That led him to become unconscious, which then allowed him to get hit with criticals and bam, bam, bamity bam. But Aura and the rest of the team orchestrated a way to get the bodies that they could up above ground. Paragon was treated to the first burial in Gala ever, and his entire family. They all now have clay headstones, and they're buried by the furnaces, which is there is no more honorary place to be put outside of the Hall of Heroes within Gala. And it was a very somber thing, and you all were granted, you were given bracers, I believe, purple bracers that basically, it's like, it's like the key to the city. It is, you are the king's people. Anything you want while you're here, you will have. And that was his promise to you for helping him to go and save his son from having to fight him for the crown. There was a great, there was a wonderful funeral. Sorry. Children?
It was not a funny funeral. It was a very serious.
It was not a funny funeral. But no, so it was pretty heavy, and I think it's going to affect each character a little bit differently. And I do believe that Aura, you mentioned that there was something you were going to do before bed. While everyone else may have been ushered up to their rooms, it's probably sleeping it off. I'm certain Nitsuj is trying to sleep it off. He's had the longest of weeks after much torture and beatings and passing out and all kinds of other
He
trouble.
was carried to his bed.
Yeah. Yeah. So Aura, what are you up to?
I'm gonna go into the palace and find Nitsage's room and kind of stealth in there, just be quiet, not to wake him up. Pull up a chair next to his bed, maybe grab like a washcloth that's sitting on his nightstand and kind of dab some of the blood away, try and clean up his face a little bit. I'm so glad you're back with us. I wouldn't have known what to do if we were too late or couldn't find you. And I hope you are resting well. I thought this might help. It always used to help me sleep when I was little. I'll just kind of scoot closer to him and just start kind of brushing his hair. I'd brave the angry tides for you, so my love was deep. I'd fill my sails with the wind for you, so my love was deep. I'd cross the seas of salt for you, so my love was deep. I'd swim the briny depths for you, so my love was deep. I'd fill my lungs with the sea for you, so my love was deep. So my love was deep for you, so my love was deep. And Ora's just kind of sit there and brush his hair back and just hold one of his hands and eventually fall asleep in the chair next to him.
Yay! Whoa!
Can I out of character? That was that was gorgeous. Thank you.
Also, quick question for all of you as players. You all ended up in separate rooms, I believe, right? No one was bunking together. I know Starheart, you requested one specifically for yourself.
Yeah, the last thing. Sorry. I just remember the last thing I did was I slipped a crude rendering of Bubo under his door.
Yes.
Not knowing if he got it or not.
An apology portrait.
Yeah, but now I'm in my apology short. No, that's not going to work. I was trying to combine the words together. It's not going to happen. Yeah, but I'm in my room by myself, I'm assuming.
So for the first time in quite a while, you all are able to sleep soundly through the night. Not without certain nightmares. Actually, Aura, you are awoken sharply. Your nightmares are not so aggressive, but you are consistently remembering the moment when Nitsage gripped your arm to shock you. And you are awoken by an electrical shock. And you awake with a start, only to realize that it is your Arclight Phoenix chick just trying to nuzzle, and it lets off a little just. So it's just one of those things where it's like even these peaceful moments are going to be affected for a little bit. Starheart, you are awoken by a sort of crunching sound and a chill over your body. Hey!
Oh.
A blessing for Haley. You gave wonderful song. Here's a song. So Starheart, you wake up and you just feel this sort of cold, wet sensation all over your body, soaking through the blankets. And you
all over my body.
Yeah, you hear this sort of crunching noise. And when you wake up, you see your wormling sort of on the blankets of this bed. But it had dragged with its little jaws your cup of water that was on the nightstand onto the bed and had frozen it with its breath and is now crunching the ice. So it is sort of hydrating itself in its own way. And you wake up to this thing just... That is how you wake up. And Bubo, you wake up as you normally wake up, with little sort of just friendly claws of Doomeril, because he's probably hungry and he wants you to just get up and feed him. It's just like the annoying, like you would get with a dog or a cat, just like, feed me, feed me. Not aggressive, just like, done waiting. Andre, your nightmares are not as sort of soft as Aura's were. You're constantly replaying in your own head that feeling of hunger, the moment that you struck down Succubus, the moment that you attacked and killed a child. All these things continue to play back, and it's against everything as far as who you've been up until this point. And so it's just this sort of haunting thing, and you just wake up with this horrible pit in your stomach, the sort of tight neck and heavy shoulders thing. In Nitsage, you wake up, but it's not pleasant. Because you normally would have a similar morning to Bubo. You'd normally have Doomeril there to, wake you from your slumber, alert to you that he was hungry through some either telepathic link or something physical. But all you can feel is the distance from him. And then after that pain, the physical things that have affected you for the rest of this time, the torture, the bruises, the scars, the wounds, all of that. You're the only one, though, of the group who's currently not poisoned. The rest of the party, you physically do not feel well. And to your knowledge, it couldn't have been something you ate. So you'll have disadvantages on Satan rolls. I just forgot what they were. But essentially, the morning is now yours, and you can do with what you like. Attendants come to each of your doors and inform you that there will be a breakfast with the king and the prince, as well as his guard. But, at your own leisure. There are also windows and balconies outside of your rooms. And these are the only windows you've seen in all of Gala, because the rest of the city is walled. So outside of just slats in the top to let light in, windows weren't really a thing. But the palace is up on this risen area, so there is a sort of linked balcony to all rooms upon like the royal levels. So you can look out and onto the continent. And if you choose to do so, I will describe what you see, which is from the ring you can see the ruins of Copperforge to the north and the rest of those mountains, which is Andre's former home. You can see the plains of Starheart's childhood off to the west. See the foggy eastern range of Lothlin's Attempt, which is where Nitsage's college was once he left the Green Isles. If you look south, you can see Raufel, and it's standing stronger than it looked when you left it. Even now, you can see the silhouette of the city is once again nice and strong. But you can literally see the impact that you have all, as people, had on this world around you, this one continent. And it's still just a somber affair. What do you all do?
I will abruptly wake up, sweat, and go from there.
You're okay. You're okay. You're all right. You know who I am?
Yeah. Yeah. I know who you are. I don't wish that on anyone.
Take the towel and kind of dab his face.
Have you been here all night?
I have. I wanted to watch over you and make sure you were okay.
I didn't shout anything or disrupt your sleep, did I?
No. You slept pretty quietly, all things considered.
Oh, I was having some very vivid, flashbacks, dreams, nightmares, everything. Oh. What happened? I remember losing consciousness. And then I guess we won the battle. We got out.
We're alive, for the most part. Paragon and his family. Paragon fell. We could not bring him back. We've been going so hard trying to find you. And we were trying to get the king back. There was just no way to bring him back. But the people of Gala were extremely respectful, and he's buried here with his family.
I don't know what to say. I
mean, he was here looking for his family, and he found them, and unfortunately it wasn't what any of us had expected. But I don't think he would have wanted us to bring him back. Not if we couldn't bring back his family, too.
Or, Andre or Starheart didn't have the means. I know they seemed like they're pretty wiped out.
It took a lot for us to even get down to where you were. We've fought in a pit and faced all kinds of terrible things that are kept down in that dungeon, and we just had to get to you. We felt your pain. We knew you were hurting. We couldn't rest knowing that you were being tortured. And the king also, but it's...
Yeah, I saw him down there, but I didn't...
He was a consolation prize.
You got back to the throne, okay?
He did. He didn't have to challenge his son, so...
Oh.
When the king was missing, his son was put on the throne, and there was a certain time allotted for the king to come back. Otherwise, his son would have had to take his place.
That's why we're in a hurry to get out. So much happened under there. Nothing arose, right? They had asked me about the books, the book and the Titans, and I just didn't have anything to give them. I would have. I'm ashamed to say it, but I would have given them all the information if they just would have stopped torturing me. The things they got in my head with, it was... I'm not a strong person like you, or Andre, or Bubo, or even Starheart. I'm not any of you, and I'm sorry to say, but I would have given them up. If I would have known, I didn't know. I didn't know.
Well, perhaps it's for the best that you didn't know. And I'm so sorry, I can't fathom what they did to you.
Something else while we were down there, and a dream last night. It had Kelrick was there in my dream, and he just kept telling me that I was his. I hate him so much.
Oh. When you fell yesterday, there was... I think Kelrick is getting to the point in his strength where we should be extremely worried. He made an appearance yesterday,
When?
After you fell, he kind of came up through the muck and the blood. He didn't seem fully formed, but he had the Star Heart gem with him. And he said, Midsage belongs to me. He touched you with the stone and he brought you back. You started breathing after that.
He touched me with the Starlight gem?
Mm-hmm.
Starheart Starlight gem that he has. He touched me with it and... God, I don't know whether to thank him or to be so furious with him.
Well, I don't think he's done with you.
Do we have a next move? Do we have any idea of what we should do now?
We have a date with the Maw to free Clote and to try to put an end to Kelrek once and for all. But I need to make sure everyone is feeling up to it.
I need to get to Hailstorm. He is... I don't know how he is. Apparently he's still fine because I'm still here, but it's not good. If the pain that I experienced down there was anything like the pain that I'm still experiencing here, it's without him.
We'll get you back to him. I'm sorry we didn't bring him. We just didn't want to put him in harm's way.
I thank you for that.
Hopefully Andre's rested and he can get us back to the ship quickly.
Right.
There might just be one last thing we have to do while we're here. He has to find that blue dragon.
Oh.
But we know where she is.
Oh, okay.
So we should be able to hopefully find her quickly and get you back to Hailstorm.
Well, I'll be here. Don't let me keep you. You've been here all night, huh?
Fine.
Okay.
I've slept in much worse than a wooden chair.
When I woke up, I didn't know what I was going to see, but thank you, Aura. Thank you for being the first thing I saw. A friend, a companion, a sister, family. When you guys came and got me, I had heard Starheart's voice hours before, but my hope has already been gone.
Well, you're back now. Time. It just takes time.
Yeah. And I'll struggle kind of getting out of bed and start slowly just getting my gear ready.
I'll just help him as much as I can.
Andre, what are you up to?
I definitely did not go to sleep immediately when I got back to my chambers.
Mm-hmm.
I made whatever makeshift altar I could and just started praying. And I basically prayed until I fell asleep at the altar.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I found myself awake, it was mostly just the light hitting me from the whatever window that comes into this space. And it felt, even though I was protected with the gift that Aura gave me, the sun still felt painful.
Yes. And I would even say that this part of the palace would have normally been standing in the shadow of Copperforge. And the lack of that shadow is where this light is coming from. The mountain that no longer stands, your home no longer being there, is what lets that light cut directly through you to the altar. But something about the altar, makeshift as it was, you see something that you didn't lay there. Just a small, smooth, looks like a river stone. It's black in color, but it is translucent. And it sits, as far as you can tell, it's inert for the moment.
I pick it up.
Smooth.
Do
It's heavier than it looks. It feels pretty dense. It might be something closer to like a volcanic glass or something. It's very dense.
Can I do an Arcana check on it?
Mm-hmm.
$19.
You can't explain it, and you're not entirely certain what it's for, but you recognize this as a gift from Cloak. A small token for your sacrifices.
As I'm holding it, I just put it against my chest, say a final prayer before I stand up, and I place it into a pouch. And I walk out to where I wander down to breakfast. I don't try and make my way straight there.
Sure. Initially, guards begin to follow you, but when they see that your intent is to not be followed and just to examine, they leave you alone. Again, that Bracer truly is a key to the city. You are to them as royalty. So once your stride picks up a little faster than theirs, they know to leave you be and continue to guard your door. Starheart, what are you up to?
I'm trying to actually remember something. I know I gave Paragon a token quite a while ago that we discovered he was still keeping. I don't remember if he'd given me something in return. I don't think he
recall he ever did.
Okay, I don't think he did either. But he had a plume, right?
Before he replaced it with your kerchief, and then later the plume came back. So the plume would have been on his armor again at that point.
When I get up, the first thing I notice is the little dragon lane. So it's crunching ice.
Yes.
And it created the ice from the water.
Yeah, okay, it was water when you left that cup alone last night. It's definitely not cold here.
Oh, so you're icy one. I thought it was fire.
It's the icy one. Okay.
Silver dragonling. Yes.
It's silver. Okay, I was wondering what color is silver. I think I wrote that down. Can I tell what gender it is?
You would not be educated in the ways of dragons to be able to tell.
Probably not, yeah. That
Practically
checks
no
out.
one is. They're...
What are you?
I pick up one of the ice cubes, or I break a little bit of it off, and I toss it into the air and then kind of pop it to him playfully.
It like follows your hands, and you feel this tickle in the back of your own mind, and you can feel its sort of little moment of joy, its little moment of happiness.
Oh, is there a water basin?
Yeah, there should be one off by the window where you can look out.
I bring if it's detachable, I bring the basin and I set it near.
That sloshes, because it's pretty big and you're pretty small. But yeah, you've got this big old sloshy slosh of water.
I do that so he has more. And I set it before him on the bed. Does he do anything with it, or just kind of keep it there?
Let's see. He gets his little claws like up to the edge of the bowl and kind of pops his head over. He sticks out his tongue and kind of tastes the water, and then just like a little like just out of one of the nostrils, there's just this little like, and like, you know, you ever see those videos where like a bubble freezes over and you can watch the crystals form? You see that over the top layer of this water, and then he uses this little sharp edge of his snout to like crack it, scoop it, and then take a thin sheet into its mouth and kind of crunch it down. It just seems to be having a good time. It doesn't seem to want to get into it. It doesn't seem to like the water, but it does seem to enjoy the ice.
The ice. I need to figure out what to give you for food.
The other thing I would like to do is if I look out, just kind of looking outside and thinking of the different places that we've been where we've had Tiny Toes with us. Could you remind me of the color of the plume that he had? I thought it was red, but I could be very wrong.
Oh man,
It was white, wasn't it?
I do think it
white?
was white.
I would. What's the color of my bedspread?
Here it would probably be gilded and violet because you're up on royal levels.
Violet. Is there anything white?
Yeah, I mean the linens like under. I would say like the linens underneath like the main blankets and duvets
Okay.
and stuff like that would be just your standard sheet.
I rip the plumiest looking part of the linen. Like whether it's like a lace or just something that looks ornamental, and I affix it to one of my braids as a nod to Tiny Toes.
And then do you head down toward breakfast?
How ill am I feeling? You said we all woke up a bit icky.
Yeah, you all just feel a little weaker, a little slower. Yeah, just there's maybe like a metallic taste in the back of your mouth. Just something unnatural is happening, and you have a feeling that it is connected to that boost that you felt yesterday that was gifted to you from an unconfirmed source.
Sorry. I don't really want to leave my dragon baby, but he's having a good enough time. So
I would also like to remind you, just as a world thing, just as a player thing, that dragons in Saul have been primarily hunted and slaughtered out of fear, which is why they're as endangered as they are. So the fact that you've run into more than 2 of them ever is something to be said.
okay.
But I would say that Starheart might have an aversion to leaving this creature by itself.
Yeah, thank you. So after splish splash, I'm gonna kind of cup some of the ice with me, and do as you would with like treats or breadcrumbs, kind of just lay them out so he can just kind of come back with me. And then the final thing I would like to do before I go down for breakfast is to summon my spiritual tankard. And drink a little bit of that, not because I want booze, but because I recall every time I drink that feeling some sort of restorative rejuvenation or a calm come over me to try to see if that would help whatever's ailing my body.
Yeah, you feel that same sort of holy hum across your whole body that you're not quite in tune because you didn't chug the whole thing, but you do feel that slight touch of a gentle hand on your shoulder as after you do so. So you're a little more solid, I would say. Bubo,
That's me.
what you doing?
So I wake up to the weight of Doomrow on my chest, And as I open my eyes, Jumeral is just perched on top of me. Yep, just like right in my face. Like, more food, and he's ginormous now, so he weighs more.
Yeah.
It's super uncomfortable. And feeling the effects of the poison, I just shove him off rather aggressively because he's not making my personal situation any better. And he takes flight. He takes flight and looks around the room for like an incentive to get me out of bed. And he spots the note that was slipped underneath my door. And so he swoops down and grabs that and brings it to me. And then proceeds to sit on my chest, and then with it in his beak, just like shoving it forward. And because of the poison and the fact that I was just woken up rudely, and I'm poisoned, I just will have none of it. So I just take the letter out, snatch it from his beak, shove it in my cloak, and my robe that I'm wearing, because of course I would be wearing a robe to bed. And proceed to get up and fumble around and get dressed, moving the letter back into an inside pocket of my accoutrements. Not really having seen it or paid much attention to it yet at the moment. And then, are we meeting up somewhere with everyone? What was the plan? Did we have a plan?
There will be breakfast with the king. I would say maybe with that note, there is a sort of summons just being like, please join His Royal Highness, Alicus Kinso, blah, 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 blah. You just know that's like, he realized what you went through for him, and he's trying to throw a feast in your honor, do whatever he can to make you all feel at home and welcomed and thanked.
I don't particularly take note of that, but Doomeril does. So he proceeds to like, he's like, helping me get out the door by like bringing things and like dropping them at my feet.
He's Gromit.
Next thing on, like he's just like mama bird at the moment, trying to get me out the freaking door, so pretty much so he can eat. And then proceeds to like with one claw like grabbing my arm and like flying down the corridor, just like dragging me to the breakfast location as I'm like stumbling through all that.
Yeah, so you all are sort of ushered up and collected. Andre, you said you were wandering sort of a roundabout way, whereas I think everybody else is kind of going straight there. So this hall, again, it's odd. It seems like this floor shouldn't really exist, knowing what you now know about Gala and how they've never had visitors, but this is essentially like an ambassador's level. This is a place to welcome foreign officials, and that's which is why it's in such pristine condition, because it is never used. So it's kind of eerie, whereas everything else seems so worn and like smoothed over time. This place is still high in detail, high in color. The tapestries even are just like not like there's no dust, there's nothing, but there is lots of adornment. Everything's sort of this level is sort of just a ring that faces outside the building. There are central rooms that are meant to sort of gather. There are long tables for meetings. There are war rooms in the center of this as well. And again, anytime you walk anywhere, people part for you because of the bracer that you wear. So you have access to any place you would like to examine. But you do know that breakfast is back in the palace floor where you saw the throne. But is there anywhere anything you'd like to look for, I guess, on your way down?
Nothing. I can't think of anything specific, but if there's a room that I can't like immediately determine the nature of, I might go inside.
Okay. Yeah, so again, you see there's a war room, there's a table with a very beautifully crafted, the entire surface is the continent of Saul.
Oh.
What you find is odd is that off to another side, where there are also smaller tables for the Green Isles, and also the Red Isle. But there are other tables in this room with geography. None of them are labeled by name, not even the Saul. It's all geographical map, but there seems to be another continent that you have been completely unaware of your entire existence. And there's a map for it. But again, nothing here is touched. None of the little figurines for soldiers, none of the little push handles to move them across the battlefield have ever been used here. Or at least not in a very, very long time. That is one thing of note that I think definitely stands out to you.
Do I notice that there are, like, what would be opposing sides on the other continent?
You go and examine all of the figurines. You're able to see symbols. You're able to see symbols from. You recognize most of the main kingdoms from this continent. So you see Astrain, you see the gnomes, you see the halflings, and all those others. Even the minotaurs have pieces there. But then, yeah, you do see heraldry, but they're unrecognizable. The symbols mean nothing to you. Like there are swords, there are vines, there are things that you might see on crests here, but they don't belong to any families that you've ever seen before. So it is more or less gibberish if you're trying to decipher it, and there's no historical knowledge that you're aware of that would give you any insight into what that might mean. It is sizable. Like if you were to look at the continent of Saul, it is roughly the same mass, but it is in a slightly like whereas Saul is sort of this almost top-shaped, this other table is more like almost like a boomerang shape that would hug the top right corner of Saul.
Okay. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, and outside of that, it's mostly just... Think of it just like an abandoned office building is what it feels like from room to room. That is probably the only thing of interest that you do find there. And everyone else, eventually you all gather in the throne room, where now a long table has been ushered in by various golem servants to lay things down. The king sits at his throne, which has been lifted, removed from its actual pedestal and put down to the head of the table. His son sits at his right hand. His two advisors sit at his left hand, and there are chairs for each of you. And you see the familiar face, or lack of face, of Jeb. Yes, Jeb! Sitting at the table, just kind of chatting with this other fellow who is in sort of half jester garb. And he just is like, welcome to Schmastic Pork. And Jeb just blinks at him. This is Dave, the tipped character that Jeb stepped next to while he waits for you guys.
I thought it was, and I'm trying to be like, okay, what was the line really? Like,
Jurassic Jerk.
There is,
there you go.
There is one swift sound of halberds and swords and staves all kind of lifting up at once at the entrance of all of you. You arrive at different times, but they do it every time one of you crosses a threshold. And you all sit. It's awkward. Hey, Winston, thank you for the sub. And thank you for those good
Happy subsiversary!
Yeah, subsiversary.
I definitely like cross the threshold and then back up and cross it again just to see if like that's exactly what they're doing.
They continue to salute, and by their faces, this is their job. There's no emotion in either direction for it.
Just wanted to make sure that's what they were doing.
Yes.
Got it.
So the king stands, which is something that you normally, I would say, would not see from a royal. But he stands the second each of you, much like they salute, he stands each time you all enter the room and waits for you to sit before sitting as well. Callum does the same, returns that same respect. And it's awkwardly quiet for a moment. Like they're, kind of like cutting into their meals and just kind of like looking at you, aware of what befell your friend because you helped. And there's just...
Is that the king's son?
Yes, it's Callum.
Callum?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Whoa, the royal bartender. Thank you, Arsenal2K. Whose mixed drinks are just absolute abominations, but very good at convincing people to try them. Try his Ramonera Kakra, or the Dryad Martini.
I tell you what, he's got one loyal customer right here. Doesn't have to be good at all.
I know for me.
Down,
Oh, sorry.
when I come down, I'm almost. If I see everyone there, if I see Boobo or if I see Starheart, I'm almost embarrassed. So I'm kind of, my head's kind of, at a downward position, just kind of standing close to Aura.
Mm-hmm. Well, I suppose I should start off this conversation. I have not had the honor of meeting you properly. You are Nitsich, correct?
Yes, Your Majesty.
I am King Kinso. Alicus Kinso. Your friends have done me a tremendous honor by sparing my son and I a battle that would have ended in one of our demise. I was able to retain my kingdom, and he can retain his natural succession because of your friends. But what befell you in my dungeons is unforgivable, Nitsuch. I was practically down there with you. In fact, I didn't make it as far as you did. I died. Your friend Starheart brought me back.
I saw you. Oh, that's wonderful. I saw you come in, Your Majesty, and forgive me, I didn't quite know who you were, but I knew you were somebody of importance, judging by your regalia.
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Kurluk and all the rest of the orcs?
Well, that is a complicated... Some of them left with a man named Chiwa, a half-orc. Peacefully. They found themselves a new leader that didn't feel the need to take over a kingdom, but to try and forge one of their own. The others remained behind. Those are the ones that slayed me. It's an odd thing to say out loud. And others never made it out at all. The ones that tried to run, even my guards that tried to run, were all consumed by that same plant that took your friend. But as I said, what has befallen you here in Gala is unforgivable. We are not known for our kindness to outsiders, but now nor are we known for our cruelty. The two of you,
Your Majesty.
I am forever in your debt. Nitsuch, I can never repay the damage that has been done to you. Any favor you wish, anything you wish, whether I have the power to do it or not, I will make it so for you. Starheart, this also applies to you. You brought me back, not just saving myself, but saving my son. The rest of your efforts have made you Galans, whether you wish to be or not. You belong here. You are free to come and go as you please, which is something that has never been granted to anyone in 5 generations.
Thank you, Your Grace. We are truly honored.
We would not have a nation without you.
I wouldn't even know what to ask for. Is there anything you want?
I don't think there's anything I need.
It is an open favor for the rest of your lifetime, which I understand is much longer than my own, so hopefully make that decision before I die.
Thank you, Your Majesty.
Humor. Would any of you like a drink? And he raises a hand, and this bartender comes out. Hey, have any of you guys had the, it's the Dwarven Beard. It's a little twist of lemon, because it's braided, you see. It'll stop smoking after a few minutes. You just try these ones on the house. Let me know if you like that. I can make you something different. You tell me, what's your taste? You know what? You look like a Copper Forge. Sorry. You look like a Northern Mountain Special.
All right.
Who is he talking to specifically?
Literally everybody. He doesn't.
Okay.
He's a bad bartender, so he's not paying attention.
Are your drinks delicious?
Hey, listen, how about they're free?
At least he knows.
Fair enough.
See, the king doesn't drink, so he doesn't know the difference. So you need to keep your fucking mouth shut, okay?
I'll take one, please.
All right, you look like a nightshade double. That's what you look like. And he just pulls some stuff out of his coat and upturns some bottles. Pulls out this kind of like lumpy purple thing. Looks like maybe sprigs of sage are floating at the top. And he just dunks this thick mug down there.
Wait, no, no.
Wait,
Wait,
moment. Madam Gandalf, thank you for the raid. Yay!
Thanks for the raid.
Before Nitsich drinks,
shall not pass.
before Nitsich drinks that, I want to ask.
is there actual nightshade in there?
Not
Like
enough to
shade
make
of
it
the
count.
night?
No. What? It's a plant.
Nightshade, yeah.
Yeah, there's a little bit in there. It's fine. It's not gonna hurt him
I
any.
don't know what nightshade is.
Isn't nightshade a deadly plant?
Yes.
Isn't it a deadly herb? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
What if you have
Kind
enough
of like
of
deadly nightshade.
Oh my god,
Yeah.
Head explodes.
Yeah, like that. Just like that.
Can I have some of this?
Well, I mean, I can cast Healing Touch later, so sure. I guess.
I just feel like
Can't be worse than your torture, am I right?
Boo-bo. Too soon.
It actually doesn't smell too bad. It's got this sort of herbal, almost like absinthe licorice type scent.
Nitsa just kind of like he cups it and like takes little sips and just you see him just go.
I ask for a strong tea.
Just tea. Only tea.
All right. He's like, I gotta get my other kit, and he just kind of leaves out. He'll be back in a little bit. Some people bring out a bunch of just random desserts. There's already a spread on the table, lots of like meat, potatoes, that sort of thing, fruits, vegetables, anything you could want. It's out there on the table. But now they start laying out desserts and cakes, and Dave leans over and says, "Strange things are afoot at the Circle Cake." He points at it as it hits the table.
I get it.
I'm sure it's.
You know,
I'm sure
Dave,
it
you're the worst Joker I've ever seen.
Yeah, they fired me from jester work a while back, but I don't really have anywhere to go, but they let me stay. So it's pretty good. It's pretty nice. It's a good time.
It's very kind of them because you're awful.
Ain't I a thinker?
As I'm drinking, I just,
Normally
looking
it's
at it?
He picks up a carrot. Just. And Jeb's like, can I kill him? Can I kill him? Also, hi, everybody. It's been a while. It's good to see everybody again. I decided to slough off the rest of the flesh. It wasn't doing me any favors, so back to the skeleton for me.
But you're taller now.
Thanks. Yeah, less gravity.
I would like
As I'm
to. Sorry.
that's okay. He ships in the night. I look over at Aura as I'm drinking. I just say, I figure since I almost died and died once, I might as well partake in the things that everyone else does.
It shouldn't be about what everyone else does. It's you drink because you like it.
Well, I don't know what I like anymore, so
Oh, I think you'll like it. Drink up, bud.
it's awful. It's awful, but it's supposed to numb the pain, right?
Yeah, sure.
And he said there's nightshade in there. It might relax you a little bit.
Or Or
Aura?
Yes?
No, I don't want to.
I was saying Boorns. What the fuck are you trying to say? What's happening?
I was saying or dot dot dot. I want to be covertly, and I can roll for this if you would like. Taking pieces of different foods, particularly meats, and putting them in my napkin
Okay.
for later.
Just thing to say about meat.
No, for
I know. I'm aware. Yeah. So Nitsage, did you end up drinking it? Did you take a little glubby glub?
Yeah, I'm like sipping it like tea almost, like horrible tea that you have to like plug your nose up.
Yeah. It is shockingly not poisonous, and it's not terrible. It's just strong. Like all the herbs and stuff are a little overpowering. So it's basically just like it's almost like a medicine. Like this reminds you of the college when you start to test out, basic potions and stuff like that. This is just like a bad potion that does nothing but make you drunk.
I was never good at potions. Yeah, it's awful, but we'll see what it does.
Prince Callum now takes a moment to stand. I have all of you to thank for my life. Much like my father, I don't have as much power to grant wishes as he does, but anything you should ever want of me, you have it.
Well, I guess it would be rude of me not to ask that Jarrett Valmir's sins against the crown be forgotten and forgiven.
It's actually funny that you should say that. And he turns to his father, who has sort of a half smile on, just raises his right hand, and from behind the throne steps Jarrett, in full new finery. He's got a small kit. It used to be that bag that he used to carry around that had a lot of his stuff in it. It is a brand new bag, and he has this look of pride and confidence in his face that you had never seen before. Like, this looks like, the man rebuilt. And Callum just says, he was reinstated in the night. He told us of all of your ventures, and when we found this skeleton, Jeb, he confirmed everything that Jarrett had to say. And while I don't necessarily approve of all of his methods, I don't believe Jarrett necessarily did either while he was doing them. And as long as he never activates what he has built, he is welcome. He's a protector of the crown. Almost both of them. And Jarrett just very politely and you have to squint to see the smile. But he bows, and he bows deeply to the group of you at the waist and as far as he can go. Before he rises again, and he joins you at the table. But he is 3 seats down from the king. There's the 2 advisors that you've met before, and he's now in that 3rd seat.
Who am I sitting next to, please?
That's a good question.
Who do you want to be sitting next to?
That's the better. Yeah, where would you like to be?
It's more, I want to know who's going to overhear me saying something under my breath.
I mean, now's your free moment to figure that out. What would you like to do? Figure out where you are.
I imagine I am not sitting next to Bubo.
Okay.
Because
Yes,
I
you might
probably
be
wouldn't
by
be allowed
Andre
to.
and Jeb, maybe.
Yeah, I'm probably near Andre. Yeah, Andre and Jeb. So since the king said that we could have any boon granted to us, myself and Nitsage, and the prince said that as well, essentially, Starheart, every so often, you can hear under her breath Andre and Jeb, her just say,
princess. I could be a princess.
Yeah, kid, there's really only one way for that to happen, so you really gotta be okay with it.
Princess Starheart.
Okay, listen, kid, I need you to...
Starheart. Princess.
Oh God. Okay, I'm not saying no. He did say whatever you want, but that's just
And like
keep
she
in
has like a
mind-
drumstick in her hand or something. Is not a drumstick. She's a vegetarian, but like just like I don't know, asparagus or something. And is like just like imagining a crown. So she's like holding up 2 pieces of food and like
it's like a ring cake.
I kind of lean over to Stara just a little bit, and it's just like, you know, Princess might be a step down from Goddess. Just saying.
Oh,
And
you're
also,
good.
You gotta marry that kid if you wanted to be a princess.
Or you know, the night people. Can't you like princess people?
There are some more modern countries the further east you go, but I don't necessarily think that's how royalty works here.
You might even have to fight him if you want to be a princess here.
Oh
I
no.
didn't think of that. There is a lot of fighting here.
Yes.
I continue to like half eat and just you can see Starheart thinking as she just like kind of puts food in her lap or like just tucks it away.
Starheart, I believe if you'd like, they'll bring you something to your room later if you ask them. You don't have to hide any food.
I didn't think about that.
Dave pulls out a cloth and puts some kind of like chemically smelling liquid in it, and he starts rubbing the table. He's like, "Ninja varnish!" And then he puts it back in his pocket.
Damn it, Daniel.
Did you stay up all night thinking of that one?
I'm having a lot of trouble thinking of any movie quote ever, so it's just the ones from childhood that are popping in now.
Oh no, the answer is no. I went to bed about 3:30 a.m. Good old Family Guy quote. Bubo raises his hand and kind of stares towards the king.
Yeah, you don't have to raise your hand. Yes, what? Bubo.
Oh, everybody was talking and doing stuff. I figured that would be the best way. Regardless, here's the deal, Your Majesty. I woke up this morning feeling like absolute shit.
Me too.
You too? Anybody else?
Well, yes.
Well, I mean, Nitsich, I figured. I didn't want to presume, but anyway, Your Majesty, do you have anything?
Well, we have a Jarrett, and we have clerics, and we have. We can
I wasn't
take a
sure if
look
it was
at.
like something for breakfast that I just needed to eat that you guys have that's outstanding. But I don't know if it's anything more than that. I don't know. I just feel awful.
He leans
Thank
over
you for
and
the room. It was nice. The purple robe was really great.
You can keep it. Yes, little one, Starheart.
Oh, sorry, that was for Danny.
Oh, yeah, what's up?
I would like to. I would like to take my tankard, and I figure I just carry it like a purse kind of thing, but you know, in case I need to drink.
Purse.
And I just slide it gently towards Bubo, but I'm not looking at him. I just kind of push it this way. And then I just kind of point. Yeah, and I point inside of it. I'm like, just like.
Was it close enough to me? Where did it?
Oh yeah,
Because we're not.
Jeb helps. He like shoves it the rest of the way.
I was like,
over.
we're not really sitting near each other.
No, and I imagine my arms don't go very far.
And shit.
What's this?
It's magic weapon juice.
The royal bard who sings all the wrong lyrics to songs. Oh Lovely. Thank you for that.
For Tony Danza.
It might make you feel better. She says, looking away from you and not directly in your eyes in case you're still mad, and she doesn't have to see.
Here,
this drink-
by the balls, let the music come and take you by the balls. As a bard starts just fucking shuffling and spinning in.
I raise my hand again and stare at the king.
Sorry.
Your Majesty,
Yes.
who hired these entertainers?
Well, I was told that they were successful in their other countries, so they had to swear fealty to stay there until the end of their lives by coming to Gala. They really sold themselves at the gate. I have no experience with outside music or humor or anything like that, but I've been told that they are the best.
Your Majesty, here's a tip. I'm gonna give you a little tip, a little suggestion.
Of course.
They suck.
By the ball! You son of a bitch!
They're not
Dave?
very good, Your Majesty. I've heard better.
Dave goes, I've had better? And then he runs off. So he... Whoa, that was weird. Yeah, so the bard, the bartender, and Dave all kind of like stand by each other. Like the two of them stand behind Dave, and they're just kind of like arms crossed staring at you, Bubo.
Bubo, maybe
It's
common is
rough.
a
I
better
just-
language.
You know, I just need to let you know so you have a chance to grow and get better.
Darling, I've got to let you know. Is it grey or will it snow? If the dwarves are in the mine, they'll be there till the end of time.
Dave, go ahead and mix me a really strong sea breeze. Thank you.
I feel like I would just look over and the king would just have the biggest
king's
smile
like-
on his face. Yeah.
Starheart's doing the same thing. She's just feeling it.
Yeah, this is rough.
You woke up feeling terrible?
Yeah, like it's almost like a sickness.
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So, spray.
You mother, get up! Come on, get down with the sickness. That was actually accurate.
That was actually accurate.
That was accurate.
See? They're getting better. Now that I let them know that they're terrible.
Why would you want your mom to
Thank
get
you.
sick?
Hey, thanks, Dedasi Gamer.
Thanks, dude.
Reroll for Nitsage. And favorite unsung Star Wars character.
Nictoopolis.
Did Bubo have any of the spiritual juice?
Nope, I got distracted by the bard that came barging in.
Bard Jing.
Birdaging, yeah.
Mhm.
Excuse me.
Clearly you have them.
Excuse me.
I don't know if it was from. Of course, I don't know if it was from that mud and blood and just being down in the dungeons. I don't know if it did something to our lungs or. I don't really know. Just not the greatest feeling.
Do we want to have a meeting with the rest of the group to see what our plans are? Or
Of course.
I just feel like everyone's maybe upset with me or something.
No, of course not.
Oh, okay. I just feel a little embarrassed about just what happened, so
Being embarrassed about being kidnapped by a.
I don't know how to describe it. You all risked so much to come and get me, and then I just feel like, you know, and I don't know. I just feel like I just
You don't owe us anything. You know that, right?
well, well, if I can, I guess have the power to request whatever it is that I might get for you all.
Nothing we need.
Okay.
Quick interruption. Thank you for the raid, everybody. Thank you, Nice of Silver Moon, and welcome new friends. We were in the middle
Thanks
of
for
a
the
nice
raid.
little heartfelt moment. I didn't want to like drive a wedge in it, so. And we back.
Why is Ubo upset with Starheart?
Something happened when we were down there. Starheart started saying things that were very out of character for her and started, goodness, at one point she cut her arm and she was trying to attempt.
We have the tail. Thank you. Also, thank you for the raid. Thank you for the raid. Thank you, everybody. Welcome, new friends. Hooray!
Thanks, everybody.
Raid.
Thank you.
My goodness. We've hit our 100-person viewer goal, so we will be giving away some DQTs and a cantrip candle at the end of the stream.
Yeah.
So stick around, everybody. Hang out. Enjoy the story. Enjoy the game. Do all the stuff. If you have any questions, anyone in the chat, as well as us, we'll answer them for you. So enjoy.
She was doing what now?
She's...
How close am I? Sorry to you guys.
You're probably... I would think you're on the other side of me. It's probably Nitsage, me, you, Jeb, Starheart, Andre, I think.
Down to the corner of the table,
Yeah.
since the king's walking directly to me.
I would have definitely said as far away from everyone as possible at the beginning if I could.
What? So she was doing what?
Nitsage.
Just...
Oh, hi, Bubo.
I'm right here.
Good morning.
First of all, great to see you. Giving you a big hug the minute we stand up from this table. Might not be appropriate right now, but I'm doing it. Second of all, Starheart tried to kill me.
Oh.
Don't know why, but she did. So I'm not too happy about that.
Wow, kid, I didn't know you had it in you.
Well,
But this food is great. Nitsage, you should have some. Probably make you feel better.
yeah, the bacon tastes delicious, but you know, we've encountered a bunch of things that we can't explain. Maybe it's just something in her head. Maybe something got to her. I mean, Aura said Kelrex showed up. Maybe it was him influencing her.
Mm,
It's funny
No.
you say that.
this seemed different.
Well, we saw Andre
Different than
kill
Kelrex.
We saw Andre kill a little girl. I mean, that's not like him.
Yeah, try not to talk about that. That was weird
Bubo.
too.
Did you feel it too when Kelrex showed up? And after he revived Nitsage, did you feel like a wave of energy? Is that just me?
I felt something.
It was like energy, like a shot of adrenaline, but not a good strength. After he came.
He gave you.
Yeah,
all,
now that you
like,
mention it, it didn't feel that great.
did he give you?
Perhaps
all
that's the
of
reason we feel like garbage this morning.
It could be.
Like a dark celestial hangover. Man, I don't miss being alive. He just starts like poking a turkey.
What was it that Jeb said to DM reroll?
Thank you. That's all right. Okay. Thank you, man.
What was it that
And
Jeb
also, that's
said?
a monster drop, which I will hold on till after the throne room because this is not that moment. We have to think.
What was it that Jeb said during that? He said something that I thought was directed to Starheart.
Didn't know you had it in you, kid.
Oh.
When Bubo mentioned that you attacked him and tried to kill him.
Did I hear Bubo say that?
Jeb, say that.
Did I hear Jeb say
Yeah, he said it directly to you.
didn't know I had what and where?
The ability to try and kill one of your delightful friends and compatriots. I'm not judging. It's interesting to me.
No. The not good part of whatever's happening, it was not kill, it was just, horribly disfigure.
Ah.
But that was not, but that wasn't me. But
Sure thing, kid. You just feel these bones like pat on the back of your hand.
Well, Starheart, you've encountered Kelrek in your head before. Did you hear Kelrek in your head?
Are we close enough to hear to be?
Yeah,
Sorry, my
you're all
brain
just
is going to
sitting at
imagine
the
this
same
table's
long table.
giant.
Unless you're
Oh, okay.
whispering, like it's very easy for you all to hear each other. It's meant to be a sort of intimate gathering with the king.
Oh, for some reason, I was thinking this was like a big ass table.
It is, but you're just all at one end of it. It's not Batman where you're running across
okay.
opposite ends. You're all.
That's what I was.
toward the
Yeah, I was
same
thinking
side.
it was that.
You hear Dave? Is this rock basalt?
God, get out.
Yeah, I didn't get that one.
Are there rolls on the table?
Yeah.
Great. I pick one up and I throw it at Dave.
He catches one on he catches it on a fork, and he jams another one on a fork, and does a really shitty Benny and June.
Oh no!
And he's like, "Remember this one?"
Okay.
Now even the bartender's like, "Fuck, Dave." Like,
Starheart, yeah, what I was asking is if
Hi.
was it Kelrek that you heard in your head?
Hi, Netsitch.
Hi, good morning.
No.
Oh.
It sounded like this.
I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like.
But more feminine.
smoker, a smoker. Not like late stage needs the smoker.
Or like Billy Bob Thornton from Sling Blade. Sling Blade. My car, Sling Blade.
I like these French fried potatoes.
I'm gonna be right back.
So, so it wasn't. It was a feminine voice.
Ish. It was.
Do I know it was? Do I know it's Dark Starheart?
Yeah, you've seen her before.
Oh,
You recognize her.
No. It's me, but the shadow me, the Nega Starheart. That one.
I think we've all seen Nega Starheart, right? Before she technically.
Yeah, apparently only one of us could live because this town isn't too big enough for the both of us, and so now it's just me, but she's in my brain.
I
Hey,
didn't see
thank
her
you,
because
Randy
I was
Turnip.
kidnapped before she
Before
came
that
in.
happened. But where did this entity come from? It's not like you have an actual sister, right? Like this is.
No,
this
if I
could be one of
did,
Ulrich's-
I have a cousin, and I have an aunt, and I have an uncle, and then I was told there's some other family that I might have, and then we built the Copper Forge, which has been exploded, and then I had my parents, but then
Starheart.
they also got exploded, but there's no sister, and then
Starheart.
maybe,
She was also more like a shadow than an actual person. So it could be. She could be of Kelrek. One of his minions. We don't know what that thing is.
Has Andre tried Greater Restoration on you?
I haven't, no.
Oh,
I
Hi,
feel
Andre.
like when you. I feel like when you
No
said
message.
Kelrek, just remembering what happened to you, I imagine that Starheart just stands up and like almost like you have when you have bugs on you that you kind of just have to shake it off, and any food that was in her lap just kind of goes tumbling to the floor. Yeah, like that.
like the sound of 1,000 chicken legs. Find out, and then we're silent.
Wrong.
Are you feeling her still? Now?
Danny?
Yeah. It's like
Yeah.
if you could look into your own mind's eye, you'd see her in the window on the other pane of glass, just grinning at you, waiting for an opportunity.
Oh, I don't say anything, but I nod my head as I'm picking up the food on the ground and putting it back in the napkin.
Andre, do you think a greater restoration would help? Or is this almost like an exorcism?
Well, in a way, greater restoration is a bit like an exorcism. But it's possible. I mean, I doubt we have too much left to do today. Then using a bit of magic wouldn't.
Well, I'm glad you brought that up. There's a certain blue, pardon, Your Majesty,
No,
dragon
please.
that we need to recover.
Oh
We
yes.
should also get
What?
Apparently, Your Majesty, Karluk was keeping a blue dragon hostage under the city so that her father would do his bidding.
I see. And what sort of fate befell this dragon?
As far as we know, she's still alive. We just have to retrieve her.
And then what?
Well, we met the father on the seas, so maybe just to go and live in peace?
How were you met on the sea?
Well, the dragon was after us.
It was under Karluk's control.
They had one of the riders of the Orc Nation on it, if I remember correctly.
It did.
Insight check.
Sure.
This was me kind of
Holding your food?
I want to do one on the king just because I want to know if I don't know if this would be insight, but just if he's on the side of the dragon or if he's not on the side of the dragon, sort of thing. Oh my gosh, Spoon, I know. Hush will call me soon to feed you. Was it insight? Or what should it
Insight, yes.
16, please?
You can tell that the king has stiffened at the word dragon. And he no longer looks... He's still cordial, obviously, after a lifetime of training to be a regal person. But there's something... He was clearly unhappy about hearing about a dragon. Yeah.
You don't happen to know where they keep dragons in your kingdom, do you?
We don't keep dragons in our kingdom.
Your Majesty, you offered anything to us, and I will ask one of those things now. If we free this dragon and return her to her father, I would like your word that no harm comes to them. These dragons
I
mean
made
no
that
ill
offer
will.
to Nitsuch, and I made that offer to Star.
Your Majesty, if the dragon who found us on the sea would have killed us and not been so willing to negotiate, we wouldn't have been here. You wouldn't have lived, and your son would have died. We are returning a favor.
Callum grabs his father by the arm, leans in, and just whispers a few things. It's a very quiet, awkward moment. But once Callum is done and he leans back in his chair, the king says, "You all right? I will honor this. Get it out of my country." and that no harm will befall it. Get a sketch of it or something so I can tell it apart. Do they have names?
They do. The girl is...
Yes.
Metrix and Merix.
Seems like you need this tankard, and I push the tankard back towards Starheart.
Perhaps we should adjourn for now. I think we have some things we need to take care of.
Certainly. The kingdom is yours.
I'm still feeling terrible. I'd rather not go too far until I stop feeling so garbage-like.
He leans over.
I could barely eat any of this delicious food.
He leans over to Jarrett and whispers something in his ear, and Jarrett pulls out a stone similar to the ones you used to use to communicate a while back, and he just sort of whispers into it. A couple of clerics, they come in, and they sort of douse you with their hands to just kind of get a read on each of you.
Cold.
Sorry. It's all part of the process. Don't get too uncomfortable. It happens to everybody. So it seems you all have been touched with something celestially dark, but thankfully we do have a cure for that. So don't worry. If everyone will just stand still for just a moment, we'll have that poison taken care of.
Poison?
Yes. Stop! There's no time. We've got to
Before
He's
Hush
more
called
intelligible.
me, before Hush called me, I wanted to know if I could ask Callum if he could show me around like the royal gardens or something later.
Ooh. Sure.
No, I have motives that are not woo woo. But yeah.
Did he say yeah?
Hey, did you ask him? You
Yeah.
can ask him. Yeah.
Sir Highness, Prince Cat.
Technically, I'm a prince, but you can just call me Callum. It's all right. We're all friends now.
Isn't Highness what you denote for the prince? And Majesty, that's for the king, right? And then Princess Highness? And then Princess's Highness?
That sounds about right. I don't have a lot of friends.
I would love to be your friend, and friendship, the laws say that we must, I must be shown outside, like the royal garden, perhaps.
Oh, like you'd like to see the Hall of Heroes, the forges, that sort of thing?
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's actually interesting you should say that, because Father is going to be crafting a new golem today. You might actually like it.
Oh.
Okay, yes, you're welcome. Of course, I will escort you anywhere you would like to go. I'm required to take with me 2 guards at all times, so I hope they don't get too fussy for you, but absolutely, consider it done.
Okay, I'll be right back.
Okay.
I'm coming with us. Come on.
One little button. Yeah, so you're now sort of free to go. You two are muted.
You were muted the whole time.
Whoops. That's why.
Ah.
And you said poison?
Well, not in the sort of sense that you're thinking. You won't slip any sort of food or anything. This is sort of like an after effect of a positive curse. You're cursed. That's fun. That's new. That doesn't happen around here very often.
Right. When will I be better?
Well, presently, if you let us work on you, just give us a moment.
Fine.
I'm fine, thank you.
All right, so they do it to everybody but you, Nitsage, and yeah, you all feel better almost immediately. They're able to undo this effect. You feel refreshed. The sleep you got last night actually feels like sleep you got last night now. The metallic taste in the back of your mouth is gone. And as they sort of
start
wave their hands
shoveling
over,
in.
oh yes, boom! The food.
I start
smells
shoveling
delicious
in
all
the
of a sudden.
food that I couldn't eat. It was still in front of me. Yeah.
Did you see where, was it Sean? My friend from the cell. Did you see where he went?
I made it out.
Oh, good.
I think he was in a room last night.
Oh, okay. Don't know if it's okay for me to say goodbye or hello or, but well, I'm glad he got out.
No, I think you should go check on him.
Oh, well, if we need to get along, I would like to be with the group still.
We'll wait for you.
Well, I just would like to stay with the group, please.
We'll come with you then. Do you want him summoned here?
No. If it happens, it happens, and if I see him, then that's fine too. But I think, I just need to get back to the ship.
I agree. Right. Your Majesties, thank you so much for this wonderful feast. Thank you for your hospitality and for your healing of your clerics. We are grateful.
Of course. Anything you ever need.
Do you know where they're keeping the dragon? If you did have one?
I gently nudge him under the table.
Oh
No. Sorry. No.
Why don't we take this to our room and we can all kind of figure out what's next.
Okay.
Whose room?
Yours, I suppose, Buo. It doesn't really matter.
I kind of
No.
lean over to Aura a bit and say, there's actually plenty of ballrooms up there we can meet in. That seems to be a pretty good gathering place.
Perfect. Just, anywhere that's private. Yeah.
Am I invited?
Welcome back.
Oh,
Starheart's back.
That quickly. Yeah, that was fast this time.
yeah. He's having me do things, Danny.
Terrible way to phrase it, but yes.
No, I mean, oh my god.
Yeah, no, he, this time around, he was, because last
No,
time...
you've been specific with what they are, so.
No, last time you botched the killing, so instead of actually using another human target, or another living target, rather, he's just having you practice your knife work. So it's just like you and a bunch of, like, watermelons, he just had you stab a whole bunch before sending you back.
I stabbed some watermelons. What?
Yes, we can get going up there, Andre. Yeah, let's have a sit down.
Yes, I'll be in to join you in a second. I have a question to ask the king.
Sure. And I will stand up.
Andre.
And hope that other people will stand up, and I will start to head out to the boardroom.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know
stand
how
up
to
and I
write,
kind of
do I?
I kind of walk toward Bubo and just kind of stand there and kind of look up at him.
Listen, bud. I saw you walk in here with your chin so low it was dragging on the ground. The hell's wrong with you? And I like punch him in the shoulder like a friendly jab. I was like, that's not the Nitzage I know. Remember that time that I was trying to give you advice in your room about girls? I didn't have to give you I wasn't giving you advice on how to be a man, because you already know how to do that. Now stop dragging your chin. Shit
I hear what
happened
you're
to
saying.
you,
Yeah.
and you took it like a man. You're still alive. You lasted far longer than I even would.
What?
So if I see that chin on the ground again, I'm gonna smack it so hard you'll have nothing to do but keep it up.
Boo, you said you said you were gonna give me a hug. I just wanted a hug.
Listen, I had to give you the talk first. Because I ain't gonna hug you when your chin is dragging on the ground. Not that talk, Starheart. I ain't gonna hug a man whose chin's dragging on the ground. Put your chin in the air and puff up your chest. Stand tall. Do it. And I like poke him in the chest. That's what I want to see. And I hug him like the craziest, most annoying bear hug that I could muster up. And Doomer like flies around and is like trying to pat his wings off.
Sweet.
You know. Thank you, Boo. You know, I was trying to give up, and they wouldn't let me. I know you wouldn't give up.
You wouldn't let yourself give up. It had nothing to do with them. You may think it was them, but it was 100% you. I've never seen you give up. I saw you. I didn't see you. I wasn't there. You opened a book and took on a god. No way you're gonna give up being tortured. That's ridiculous. I would give up.
But
I fidget when they do my portrait all the time. I just pick good artists so they can't tell.
You were so strong and charismatic, and I even told Aura that I wanted to give up, but I didn't have anything to give up. They wanted information from me, and I even told Aura if I had it, I would have given it.
Yeah, that's kind of why we don't tell you some stuff sometimes. But that's beside the point. The fact is that you're alive, and you survived. It's pretty incredible.
Apparently, I survived because of an evil demon that we know wants to keep me alive.
Yeah. So, the point is you're alive. No matter what way, no matter how, you're still here. Let's start with that.
Okay.
There you go. Chin up. You're looking better already. I mean, not as good as me. Just be honest.
No, of course not. But yeah, you look better after getting healed.
Yeah, I felt like garbage this morning. I told you. It's disgusting.
You're right. You all looked shitty.
Thank you. Thank you for your honesty. See? I like it. Welcome back.
Thanks, Boo.
Anytime.
Andre,
Oh.
you're still in the throne room with the king, the advisors, and all of them.
Perfect.
Oh,
Okay. I wait for you to leave. I do not try and start talking to the king until everyone is gone.
yeah.
Oh.
So Starheart.
Okay. Do you like give me a look or something to let me know you want me to leave?
If you hang around, I kind of like maybe like rock on my heels a bit, just kind of waiting.
Oh, see, if you do that, then I imagine I just kind of do the same thing. Because I'm wanting to talk to Callum alone, so I'm waiting for everyone to leave.
You can wave Callum up because he's already agreed to take you somewhere.
But the guards are coming.
Are they
That will be
coming with
inevitable.
us,
Callum, what about the golems?
And then I send him a message
Okay.
right afterwards. But oh, okay, 25. Okay. See how we can do this.
You who have seen the eye.
Oh, jeez. Five. I have to say it anyway. Can I get 30?
No.
Sorry, I always have to. I can't not say the thing.
Dear Starheart, it's me, Nitsage. I mean, it's.
He just blinks at you like. Me, Nitsage.
Wait.
Yep, that sure did happen.
And he like looks to Nitsage, like who's still like in the doorway waiting for you guys, like.
Look at him nervously, like.
Is there a do-over? Is there a do-over? No, can I have a do-over? That's not what I meant to say.
Keep it going.
I go, oops. Callum. Shh.
I don't know how many letters I have anymore.
You're at 9.
9? Okay. Okay, so I'll just count 15.
So, I need to know more about dragons. But don't tell your dad, please. Secret. Shh.
How many more do I have?
1.
Love you, bye.
He's like, love. Right. Father. I did agree earlier to take Starheart on a bit of a walk, so I think I'm going to do that now. Yeah, Starheart, and he offers his arm. Kind of leans over to do so, and yeah. So the two of you. You exit out a sort of side passage. It takes a few rooms, but you're on your way out, and we'll get to you to
I
in a
thought we were
sec.
going to talk about where is she going?
And then Andre, what are you doing?
I go up to the king and I bow to him gracefully. My king, I felt that this would be something only you would possibly tell me if it was only to me. I got the chance to wander the upper rooms before I came down, and I found what I can only imagine was a war room, and there was an entire continent I've never seen before in my life. And the fact that you talk about the dragons the way you do, I can only imagine. Is that why we don't know anything about that continent? Is it the warring armies of that side? Is that why these walls exist?
My people are not from here.
Oh.
That other table is our home. And it was also once the home of dragons. The entire continent was run by dragons. We were prey, we were enemy, we were outnumbered, we were outgunned. Until we learned our trade and our skill. We freed ourselves from their tyranny. They still kept coming. Secret eggs and secret stashes. So we left them, the continent. What little of my people remained, took up a ship, came to Seoul, thousands of years ago now, in the hope that we would never again cross paths with a dragon. We let them have our home. And they're still here. And they're still biding their time, and they're still waiting to slaughter us. They can be anything they want to be. They can look like anyone. Can't be trusted. Destructive monsters. So we created monsters of our own. My bloodline was that began the golems a long time ago. Again, thousands and thousands of generations. It's our oldest skill. It's our oldest magic. Imbuing life. Play. Of course. At any rate, that continent is no longer worth visiting. We've done our best to erase its knowledge from this one. To protect all the peoples of Sol from absolute destruction at the race of dragons.
Understood. I didn't mean to bring it up if it's a sore subject. I just was wanting to
You have a curious mind that is no crime, Andre.
Thank you. And I bow again and leave.
Hooray. So, start quite quickly. We'll say that Callum guides you out of the palace to Purple Guard in tow. And he takes you to the sort of Hall of Deer. Did I actually call it the Hall of Heroes? I couldn't have. Hall of Champions? Maybe?
Hall of Heroes.
Is that what I called it?
Thought that's what you said.
That's what I said. I don't remember if that's what I initially named it.
I feel like now that Andre and I were doing the same thing with two different tactics. But I don't know what Andre knows now.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll continue that.
Sure. So you see, he walks you through there. He walks you through one of them. So one of the halls is, at first glance, it looks like a bunch of just statues of various shape, size, all of that. But you realize these are tombs, and above the tombs are resting the golems of fallen kings and royalty, and all of that. And in front of each of the golems is the core that you've seen the king pull and a few other people pull from golems that have fallen. It's just that reddish, crusty thing. He sort of walks you through. He gives you brief histories on some of the families and some of the names. You know, this one, for instance, was the first one to break ground here in Quarry. They found the clay. It's the only place on this continent that has the clay that they need to do what they do best. And just other places, like how they fell. One even fought the Sleepers way back when. Like, that's how old this space is.
Wow.
And he just, he walks you through, and it is also a pretty garden. There are flowers that are maintained here and all that stuff. So it is a comfortable stroll. But if there's something pointed you would like to ask him, you may still do so.
How far are the guards from us?
6 steps behind. You
How
don't have to
many
be
feet?
nervous with them. They'll keep our words to the grave.
But don't they report to your father?
No, these two are sworn to me.
His Highness was very upset when dragons were mentioned.
Yes, it is a complicated matter with my people. I don't know too much about it. I haven't been fully educated still. I have a lot to learn before I take his place, but my understanding is that a long time ago our family had lots of scuffles with dragons or something like that. It's not fond of them, but you know how old people get.
The boomers. How do you feel about dragons?
From what I've been able to gather from people who visited, and from the words of Jarrett Valmir, and from other people I've talked to over time, I have more contact with the outside world than my father, but My understanding is that they're highly intelligent. They have the minds of people, so they have the same folly and the same potential for morality as any of us. If they were an enemy, it doesn't make them non-persons to me.
Oh, so that's good. That's good. And if your dad highness, sir, found one or knew there was one near, what would happen?
Well, I would say normally he would kill them on sight or order them killed, but he did give you his word that he wouldn't. These two seem to have safe passage in our kingdom, and his word is law,
yes.
so...
Yes, that one we mentioned is safe, yes.
It's Nethrix and Nerix, I believe you said.
Yes, those two are the only ones that...
Right. So everything should be fine. You should be able to get your friend. Are they a friend? Do you know this? Dragon is so fascinating, isn't it? You hear about them all the time, but you never see them.
Do you know how to speak, dragon?
I can't say that I do, no.
Do you know where I could find a book, maybe? But only because if we want to help the two dragons that we discussed just moments ago, it may be helpful. I promise I'm more well-spoken in situations not like this one because I'm hiding nothing.
Starheart, I know we haven't known each other very long, but I would like you to know that you can trust me.
What is he doing?
He's just walking, and he's kind of running...
What's a tail? I don't know what that was.
He's kind of like running his hands along some of the ancient golems. Like there's one that belonged... You can actually see they're erecting one, like a tomb and a golem. The guy who tried to overthrow during the pit fight, he still has a place here because before that usurp that attempt.
Sorry, I think we're talking about two different things.
What is who doing?
Sorry, what's little baby dragon doing?
Got it.
Sorry,
he's good. I mean, the dragon is stupidly unaware. It's a baby, so it's just crawling around, probably noshing on whatever food you tucked away. So it's moving, but I would say as long as you're focusing on keeping him covered, he's still covered.
Okay, cool. I didn't know if he had some weird sixth sense or something.
I would like to learn as much as I can about dragons, please.
So would I, to be honest. But tell you what, I'll ask my men to look into it, under secrets of my own word, not for the king to know, and I will get back to you. But maybe you should hurry along and join your friends.
Yes. If the first thing you can do is what they might eat, at all stages of growth. You know, like if they're old or if they're young or if they're in the in-between or...
I will have to find an expert on the subject. I have never seen one in my life.
Oh, me, just those... Yep.
All right, well, again, I'll have people do some research, find some books, that sort of thing.
Okay.
I'll have it delivered to you in private so that, grumpy father king won't freak out.
Grumpy father king.
I do like the biggest bow I can.
Please.
Or curtsy.
Don't have to do that. But thank you.
You're welcome, Callum.
Stop.
You can call... Yeah, that's... Yep. Okay, bye!
All right, well, if you're back by evening, Father will be constructing his new golem, and I do think you'll want to see it.
Yes, evening. Thank you, evening.
Mm-hmm.
That's me running back as fast as I can.
All right, so you all kind of sit around. You're maybe pushing the little warriors around the table or something, and Starheart finally, Kramer's in the door.
What we have
It's about time. It's not like we were waiting for anything.
Excuse me, what?
Exactly.
Thank you for the follow.
Aura, can we continue now?
Yes, of course. All right. So we know we need to get to the maw, but we need to release this dragon first.
Are we going up to the room first? We just talk about it in here in the hall.
Oh, we're in like the war room. I thought we had walked to the war room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nitsage, do you think it would have behooved us to grab that book?
You didn't grab the book? Oh, I did.
None of us grabbed it, right?
Wait,
I think we did.
Somebody got it.
Yeah.
I thought
we
someone
got
had
it.
the book. Do I have
Just
the
the
book?
pages jumped
Someone
out?
has the book. I thought we had the.
No one got the book as far as I remember.
I don't think anybody grabbed it.
Is it not in the bag of holding?
Mm,
I swear we still have
I-
it.
the bag of holding was in the under the
Yeah, it
floorboards.
was
with the
found
rest of my stuff.
later. Yeah, because I know you fought the pages that pulled out of the book, but the book itself, I do believe. Yeah, I guess it was still sitting there, so it's probably in the dungeons.
We can get it. Go get it back. It's
What is
not too
what
far
is
away.
This right here. And he Nitsage points to the continent. What is this?
That's actually why I stopped by the king. I was wandering these halls earlier, and I came across this room. That apparently is the original continent of Gala.
What?
There's more world. There's more world beyond Sol. I thought this was the.
I was surprised enough as you were when I came upon this map.
Danny, would I have read anything about this in particular?
This is a first.
And
Is there any-
Aura as a sailor is with that.
I think from Aura's experience, there's just never been anything east. Like, there's never been anything
there
northeast of
any-
Sol, so there's never any reason to go there.
Is there any kind of writing on the map, like in Draconic or anything like that?
Purely geographical. So you can see, like, where rivers and mountains and lakes and all that stuff are, but no names, not even on the Sol map.
I mean, Andre, I've sailed hundreds of miles off the coast of Sol, and I've never seen any land out there, so it must be pretty far.
I would imagine.
So where are we now then?
That's fascinating.
Well, I kind of gesture to the map of Sol.
There's like a little "you are here" marker.
I literally know exactly where we are. My question was, if that was the original Gala, then what is this that we're on now?
A refuge.
Gala.
No, this is what survived.
So they moved here.
Yes.
People.
Why did they
this is
leave?
Just land.
I
Well,
might know why. Oh, or also Andre says something at the same time.
Apparently, the continent was not ruled by Gala. It was ruled by dragons. That is why he has a distaste for them.
Really? So maybe that's where my dragons came from, huh?
It's very possible.
And the king, and the king from.
If that's where they all hail from, then I imagine so.
Oh, what was his name? What was his? Oh, what was his name?
King of the North.
What's the name of the Dragon King? Who? Nelka. Nelka, right?
Okay.
Is that it?
He was an elven king.
No, who
Is it
was
Quailir?
the king?
Nelka is the king that we.
No.
Who was the king that was the dragon?
The golden dragon?
Yeah, the golden dragon. Yes.
Yeah. When I kept saying that I was going to be his ambassador.
Gosh, that was a long time.
Well,
With the weird food event.
well, he helped us bring down the tree to make the pages to hold for.
Drebor Thrun, King Thrun.
Thrun. Thrun.
Oh, there he is, right here. I was 2 seconds off.
Yes, perhaps he's from this other continent as well. Interesting.
As far as he
Don't
was
know
a...
how to-
Sorry.
No, I just I don't. That's fascinating, but I don't know how that's imperative to our tasks at hand now. But
I was curious why he was so put off when we mentioned we had a dragon to rescue, and I didn't think he would tell me if everyone was around.
well, the fact that there's a whole other continent that I've never heard of. What else is out there?
I don't know. What? I think it's imperative that when we go find this blue dragon, that we're not followed.
I think luckily with our purple braces, we have that option.
Did Ethrax tell us where he was going to be, or we told, or did we tell him to meet us?
He's on Bubo's island, I believe.
Bubo's island of Bubo. So somehow we need to get Narax there as well too.
We know where she is.
Oh, you do know her. Oh, okay.
Apparently we passed right by her on the way here and didn't even realize it.
Is it down below where all the blood and guts are?
No, she was outside the city limits.
I hope there's no more plants.
Yeah.
I think we'll just find goblins at that point.
Speaking of things that we might come across that could thwart our plans again. When I was being tortured, I had a lot of time, some time on my own, and I think I can do some spells that I haven't been able to do in the past. Something good about the torturing kind of unlocked. I understood different things about some of the spells, if that makes any kind of sense. I don't know if you want to all talk about it now, but I have some spells that I can kind of focus on. Maybe one at the most that I can focus on to help us in the future, but I wanted to bring it up to you all to discuss which one might that be would help us the most. So
Yeah, sure.
All of them?
and we can talk about it. Well, I agree, but maybe soon, but not too soon. It takes me a while to kind of master these. I mean, I do okay. I do okay. But we can talk about it now here, or we can talk about it after we get back on the ship, or
Anytime.
Andre, you have a
Sorry,
Andre,
yes.
you have a means of getting us back to the ship.
I have a means of getting us to the mall today if we wanted.
Well, I think we should pick up Hailstorm before we do anything else.
That makes sense, yes. But the ship is not too far away from us, isn't it? Well, I guess we're not coastal, are we?
Today's journey.
But yes,
well,
we can get there.
Oh, tabletop. We teleported from the
Raffle.
ship. Well, no, that little city
Oh, yes.
Farm.
to the farm.
So we're probably pretty far.
Yeah, I think we're like across.
Gotcha.
I think we got some distance to travel.
Because we were
Cool.
on the way to the mall when we landed.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And we landed in that city with the worms.
Yep.
And then we teleported from the
You
city.
got
Which
taken.
is
And I get-
West
That's when
Coast,
we-
right.
like northern west coast of the continent.
Yeah.
And you guys are
Yeah.
sort of like southeast of the plains.
Oh,
Yeah, so Russ Flame's still, I'm sure, on the ship taking care of that thing. Anyway, back to.
Real quick, sorry, Diva, you had something.
It was just a table talk question. Did we all see Aura's Phoenix hatch and my dragon hatch, or is that just known to Aura and just known to me?
I think everybody would have seen it because it happened kind of in the quiet after a battle.
Okay.
Oh, I
couldn't
thought
remember.
you said it happened at their while they're sleeping, right?
That they hatched?
During the battle, because I prayed, and my neck
Yeah.
was cracked in two, and that's when the eggs, like,
Yeah, they started
Oh,
hatching.
cracked. Okay, but we haven't. We haven't
Started hatching, but I don't know if they saw
that they. I don't know if they know.
Oh, got it. Yeah, maybe. I think I'll let that be your choice as to whether or not they've been seen. I feel like Aura's is a little more obvious because it's electric light, basically.
Okay, yeah. When we were
and hers has
talking
been
about
perched on her shoulder before as well.
when we were talking about the dragons.
Mhm.
Okay, yeah.
Thanks for the cheers.
Oh, thanks for the cheers.
Yeah, has your Phoenix been out? Have you had it, or what's
It's been sitting on my shoulder.
the whole time? Okay, good to know.
And mine's been tucked away. Okay, well, if the moment comes back, I'll bring it up again.
Cool. So the plan now is to head to where you think, or where you know the dragon is.
Right. Again, do we want to discuss what kind of spell will help now or later?
What?
How about now?
What's in your book?
What are your spells?
Okay. Well, this one could help. If we go down to the mall, this is called a crown of stars. Basically, I've got globules of light hovering around my head, and at any point in time, I can shoot one off, and it can cause damage, but also be a source of light. And I don't know what kind of darkness or kind of territory we're going to have down in the mall.
Okay.
All right, number two.
I also have Finger of Death. I don't
Sounds good.
need to explain that one. That's just to kill people.
With your finger?
A little version of that was put on me down in the dungeon, so that's how I figured out how to do it. Force Cage, if we do come in contact with any kind of being or tail wreck and we want to keep him alive, I can make a Force Cage that will hold a creature in this
But we still need to
Force Cage.
We still need to put him into a book, correct?
I believe so. Yes, and
That might be the most
I think I can move the cage. I should be able to.
That might be good.
It creates a solid barrier blocking spells cast into it or out from the area. That might be helpful. I have plane shift.
Oh, I have that.
Andre, you have that? Okay. I figured you did. And if I'm correct, we're going down to a different plane. That's where Clote and all of them will be, right?
Yes.
So as long as you have that, okay. I have a couple of different damaging ones as too. I have a power word for pain. I speak a word and pain comes to a being. And I have a type of spray. Now they use this on me again. I saw one of the mages kind of cast different colors at me, and each color did a different thing.
Prismatic.
To me. Prismatic, that's right. I think I figured out how to do that. It's amazing what you can learn when something's being done to you.
I don't know. I feel some of these might be a little. I don't know. I feel like Kelrek would be all too happy to see you use some of these.
Well, what had happened to me in that room, sometimes during that time I wanted to be able to do it back to them.
Finger of Death. Sounds good.
It doesn't always work. I just would like to let you know.
I didn't know you were here. Hello.
No, I just thought I was part of the crew.
You could say you're quieter than Death.
Well, we have two.
Or, something more tactful.
Anybody else for anything else?
I mean, listen, we're talking about fighting demigods. I would imagine whatever you can do to actually make them feel it is probably worth it. But what do I know?
I would listen to Jeb because I think there's other people living inside of his head that may be good to listen to.
Only ever heard one voice come out of Jeb.
Okay.
What?
Well, anyway, that's. I just wanted to bring that up to you all. And now that I've got you all here, I look at Bubo and kind of.
And I'm all.
Just wanted to say.
Hiya.
I just wanted to say thank you all again for coming to get me. I just don't know what I would have done. I was really hoping they would have killed me, but Starheart, I heard you in my head, and I knew that my friends were coming to get me.
Of course.
I just want to say thank you.
Any time.
You would have done the same for us.
Yeah, I guess that's true.
If I didn't get
Starheart.
lost by the farm, I probably would have helped out. Sorry I wasn't really there for you.
Yes, Starheart?
Nothing.
Oh, okay.
Well, sometimes found family is better than the real thing.
That's the truth.
All right. So,
To the dragon?
should we grab the book first?
Oh.
Yes.
We
Should be
have to
easy
go back down
enough.
there to the dungeons, though.
But in theory, we could just go back down the back way through the cave. In theory, there should be
Could.
nothing left down there.
I don't want to go down there.
I don't know.
I'm sorry, but
No.
there's some things that happen down there that I can't unsee.
Well, maybe the book is safe enough down there for now.
We could always tell them to go get it. I mean, they know this dungeon better than we do.
That's true.
Yeah. Yeah, and now I guess we have, things that make us authoritative, so.
All right. I mean, it just looks like a children's book, so none would be the wiser.
Probably best to just tell them to destroy it.
Can we trust that they'll destroy it, though?
Well, the pages were already torn out, right? Is that what you...
But I don't think the right pages were torn out.
Thank you.
Hey, thank you for the follow.
Who's to say?
Did Danny,
Yeah.
when this torturing and them getting information, did whoever was down there getting information, did they find out anything more about this book or its properties or...
They knew that somewhere within the pages were the secret to awaken the sleepers, to bring those titans.
That's it.
That's
no other
it.
stories. Okay.
Yeah, the reason you were taken is because they knew that's what that book was good for. But
No,
they never...
this story is the gingerbread man. He's going to come before 40 foot
yeah,
tall
there are
and kill us.
plenty of other stories in the book, but that's the only one that they
Right.
care about. Yeah.
Fair enough. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, also, it was Kerluk trying to unlock the secrets
I
of the
can't
book, so
imagine the king wanting to unlock the
and
titans
destroy his own. Right.
unless... Well, power corrupts.
So we asked them to fetch it for us.
Well, we
And
can
then-
destroy it. I think that's okay.
And then we destroy it ourselves.
I
I
can
don't
go
trust
get it.
anyone else.
I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
I should have
Jed's
destroyed
already
it in the
dead.
first place.
Yeah, I'll catch up wherever you are. If you want, I can go get it, and then I'll meet you guys. Back here sometime.
Oh,
Thank
Yeah,
you, Jed.
I heard about the mosquito things. They're not gonna be hungry. If there's any of those plants left, what's left? I think I'll be all right.
Right. Should we meet here, or should we try and meet in the passages outside the city?
I don't know where anything is.
No, Callum was. Oh, Callum was. We need to. We can go see a golem be made tonight.
Well, how long do you think
Who's
it's going to
making-
take? It?
I'm guessing the king.
He made you a golem?
Seems cool to me.
No, he's not making me a golem. He's making one.
I believe he's
said
reconstructing the
we
one
should
he
see
lost.
We could see how he
Well, how
makes
much-
it.
That's going to be tonight? How long is it going to take us to get the dragon?
Oh, maybe we release the dragon and come back?
I'm sorry, the more time we're here, the more time Hailstorm.
Is there any way to retrieve Hailstorm right now? Just bring him here?
I can feel he is not doing well.
There's no other way I have.
Oh, alright.
No portals or anything?
Unless... Where did we leave that? Did we bring both
Portal?
halves? The portal?
There's one on the ship.
Yeah, I think they're still on the ships. Maybe one is in the... Is one in the bag? Was it with Nitzig when he got taken? So you might actually have the other one.
Yeah. 'Cause I used it to check on him, and I couldn't feel where he was. I couldn't sense it.
Oh yeah, the portal's in my bag, of course.
Oh.
We can just bring him here.
See? Hold your chin up, puff out your chest, and get your portable hole!
All right. Well, in that case, I am. Oh, I don't have my bag of holding.
Oh, sorry. I was holding on to it for you.
Oh, maybe you should keep holding onto it just in case. Just in case.
Okay.
No, that's fine.
All right.
In case what?
I'm squishy. I don't want to. If I die again, I don't want to be held responsible for.
What do you mean again?
Maybe not death, but I went out in the cave. I don't remember much about what happened after.
You were unconscious when I found you, but it wasn't completely gone.
It just felt different, especially if what you're telling me that Kelrek came and used the Sahlen gem on me.
I don't mind holding on to it. We're not going anywhere.
Right. Okay. Just hold on. It's you.
All right. I'll pull out the portal and I'll face it toward Nitzig. Remember how to use it?
Yeah.
Okay. Go get him.
Oh. Okay. Well, I mean. Okay. Start doing the knobs.
Yep.
Trying to remember how to do it and trying to open it up. Other portal.
So you do the proper thing. Like you start to twist one the wrong way, and some like some sea air kind of starts blowing through. A little bit of water, kind of like you're like nope. Fix it, and then the little shimmer is there, so you know it's good. And you can see it's sort of it's in Aura's cabin, which is currently being occupied by Rustflame, who's sort of just doing some paperwork, making sure people are getting fed, that kind of thing, double checking the rations, all that stuff. And you're just turn around. Judge, is that you?
Yes.
You look like crap. It's good to see you. Wait, what? Oh! You're like, you hear his like hooves like slamming, the chair falls to the floor. So I got the bad! And they go, and you just like 2 or 3 people, just like you hear shit dropping and clanging and stuff like that, and you see him rushing back in with Doomeril in his arms. It's not like, Hailstorm in his arms. Hailstorm in his arms. And he just kind of like, boom, just starts like kind of like pushing him through. It's a tight squeeze for Hailstorm at his current size, but he just kind of like gets some shoulder in there. And already just that connection, it's like that thread has just like snapped to short range. So you feel this relief and Hailstorm feels this relief. And then it's just
Hailstorm!
like...
Hailstorm! And I run at him and grab him around his neck and just lay with him on the ground. Hailstorm, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We're back.
Clawed hands. He grips you the same, and it's just this quietly acknowledges. Rustflame's like, you need anything else? Would you like? I don't know. some hardtack or something like that. There's really nothing good on the ship anymore. We're running that to food, but that's fine. I'll take care of it.
Thank you. I have my soul. I have my friend. Thank you so much, Russ Flame, for keeping him safe.
It's my absolute honor. Well, we'll see you all soon, all right? Don't be strangers. It's been a minute.
I think we'll be back on the ship soon. We're getting some business, and then we'll be going to the mall next, I believe. But
Bully.
I just want to stay here for just a couple more seconds right now and just hold my friend.
All right, well, door's open as long as you need it. I'll set this up right in case you need to walk on through. He just kind of like picks it up. You see like the world from that side kind of shift as he hangs it on the wall facing the desk.
I'm so sorry. You're okay now, boy. You're okay. We're both here. Listen, we're going to go back through the porthole and join the group. I know it's been rough, but we gotta keep going, okay? We gotta puff up our chest and put our chin in the air.
Just kind
Yeah, like that. Okay. Okay, let's go back through. Alright.
Yeah?
Go over and go back through.
Mm-hmm. Hooray! Rejoin your friends. Yes.
Did the bartender ever bring the tea?
So
2 hours later.
yeah, you hear this quiet kind of rapping on the door where you all are. Hey, I figured it out. It took me a while. We mostly have alcohol, but don't worry, I found some flowers out back. They smelled pretty good. I poured the water on it. This is all yours. Actual tea. Technically, it's an infusion. It's not a tea leaf. Don't, let's not get picky. But here you go. That's your tea. All right, I'll catch you guys later.
Wait, did he give me an actual tea leaf?
No, he gave you a cup of whatever infusion from whatever flower he found. This is the closest to a tea that he could find.
God. Okay.
Thanks for the cheers.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I see Knittage, and I bring him the tea. And I'm like, is it on a saucer? I'm imagining.
Yeah, it's in a very nice cup.
I'm kind of like, just kind of shaking it as I'm going.
I'll be on the floor with kind of Hailstorm in the room with everyone right now.
Yeah. Just having a moment.
I thought you might like your favorite drink instead of my favorite drink.
Thank you, Starheart. And I take it and I I don't know what you did in there, but I saw you get in front of me and protect me. Thank you.
And then I
Would you like to pet Hailstorm? I'm sure he's happy to see you.
I gently like just reach out my hand.
Mm-hmm. He does that thing that like a dog does, where he just jams his face into your hand and just kind of just
Oh my God.
forces the pets.
I do that for a second, and then I turn. And Nithage, what are you're laying down with?
I'm kind of like kneeling down next to him.
Okay.
Kneeling down next to him, yeah. He's pretty tired.
Oh, so we're probably the same height now.
We could be, yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So I'm giving him scritches, and then I get up and you can see that there's tears in Starheart's eyes. And she just eclipses you in a really, really, really tight hug. And doesn't say anything. She just holds really, really as tight as her little arms can do it.
Yeah, I take it.
I don't know where the tea went, but
I rest. I'm kind of holding it. I was holding it, and then I was like, "Oh, it's spilled all over. It's all over my phone." Okay, that's okay. I kind of rest my head and say, "I know that we've had some weird times, but I appreciate you always being there for me."
you feel her nod.
Well, that's not the only thing I feel. Is there something in your coat or shirt that's moving around weirdly? Starheart, what's in your shirt?
I'm happy you and Hailstorm are okay.
I imagine like little head pops out.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Just kind of like.
Oh, did
As
you?
you look up, you're like giving her a hug, and you look up and you catch a glimpse of the portal, and you just see Bubo with like two big thumbs up in the portal. He's like fist pumping, like do it, you know.
No,
He's cheering you on.
You're back. They're back in the room.
Through the portal.
Oh,
We're in the room.
darn.
So in the room, Bubo's doing.
Yeah, still doing that, 100%.
I just imagine. I almost want to say there's a frame in front of your face, like you're a living portrait, and you're just through the frame. Just a frame.
He's hatched.
Yeah, so, funny story. We have a dragon now. This is my,
He's silly for that.
child. What?
Have you named him?
No, I don't know. I don't know if he's a boy or a girl or, what. Yep.
Oh, I could tell you
He
that.
hasn't made it known. Wait, you
So I
can't?
speak Draconic.
What?
Danny. Yeah, remember that time I talked to the dragon? That's how we were able to negotiate?
Yes! But
Yeah, nothing.
But you haven't been here for so long. Oh my gosh. Okay.
Yes, yes. Can you please say hello and I'm his mom and I love him very much and what would you like to eat and do you normally just eat ice and I can get you all of the ice in the world if that's what you eat, but other than that I have all of this food and it like all comes tumbling out. So I think we need to help him or her.
I think I can. Well, I don't know when they actually start communicating, but if it might help, and I touch the dragon and cast tongues on the dragon so it can understand any spoken word.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that'll work, but if anything, it'll do something. Here,
I have a dragon here.
Well, I reach out and touch it. It should be able to understand what you're saying if it has the ability to, but you can certainly, I guess, talk with it if you want to now.
Oh. What do I say? Hello.
Hello.
Wait, what? I heard two things. I heard three things.
Hello?
Bubo said hello too.
Oh.
You hear mom.
So it can't speak. Well, it's up to you.
Okay, so the way I imagine this working is, so no, it currently is not capable of physical speech, but it thinks the word mother in Draconic. You hear it and are able to translate it in your own mind, and I think because you're connecting them all, Starheart is also able to hear it.
Jordan! Oh my gosh, hello!
Oh, Jordan, thank you for the raid! Thank you!
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, then proceed, please.
Oh my god, he called me mom.
Uh, what do I call you, please? You're too young to know words that are bigger
Yeah,
than
he
that.
just kind of blinks up at you, but doesn't. Just kind of just.
I
think you can name him Starhawk.
What?
I think you can name him. Hold on, real fast. Let me just check real fast. I'm going to check and see if it's a boy or girl.
It's a
I
boy.
like pick
boy,
him up
yeah.
by his.
Mhm.
I kind of like hold him like a bat and have his tail go like whoop whoop, and then put him back.
It's a boy. It's a boy. I have a son. Yes, I am your mom, and I will love you and take care of you and make sure that no king attacks you. And here.
And then I like get some of the like a handful of whatever the heck I grabbed off the table. I was just putting anything into this napkin.
So there's like a chicken leg that's kind of like at the edge of your pinky that's near its mouth, and it kind of like, and it just frosts over, and it begins to crunch the frozen chicken and slide it down its gullet.
It likes cold. It likes cold.
Most dragons eat meat, I think.
But it froze it. Did you see? He did this in my room when I woke up. He took some water and he froze it and then he ate it.
Yeah, Hailstone does the same thing every now and then. He'll cook it with his fire breath and eat.
Because it's an ice dragon.
Because it's a nice dragon?
No, it's an ice dragon. Ice. It's probably nice too. Yeah, if you treat it right, it'll be nice.
That's a nice dragon.
That's a nice dragon.
While that conversation is going on, I would like to be using maybe a map that we have of Saul and like tracing and making a copy of that extra continent.
Sure. It does take quite a bit of paper, because again, this is like, so if the table of Saul is probably like 10 feet across, and this other table is roughly, I mean, let's say 8 feet thick in that sort of like boomerang shape with some detailing at the head and all that stuff. So you are able to do it, but it's kind of like you have to keep pulling out paper to like do the next chunk. You have to number them so you can piece this all together in the future and maybe get a smaller version. But yeah, you're able to successfully do that. You don't need to roll or anything.
And I definitely also measure how far away it is from Saul.
Mm-hmm. You notice as you're doing that, there is a sort of, like when you look at the floor, the wood paneling is sort of like if you're looking at a globe, sort of longitude, latitude, stuff like that. And there's a sort of break between the two to indicate that it is further than it looks. It's like this island is further than it appears. So the distance is not accurate. Yeah. Yeah, just because it would be so far away that it would no longer be contained in this room is what you're able to easily piece together.
Is there an asterisk next to the island, and then I look in the corner and it says this map is not to stay?
There's a long-winded, like, I apologize for the crudity of this map! Yes, so fabulous. You got a little dragon buddy. Go.
Does anyone have any other business to take care of, or should we go find Nethrax? Is that her name?
Let's save the baby dragon.
Yes.
Right.
I would like to put it to a vote.
What vote?
To name your dragon?
Yeah, I'm like baby Simba in.
Well, I have one off the top of my head.
Snowball!
Oh.
I feel this name might be fitting for what happened recently.
Icicle face!
Nice ice. Nice ice.
No,
Nice
not
ice.
icicle face.
I don't see why we shouldn't name him Paragon.
He does have little tiny toes.
Maybe tiny wings, tiny claws.
Okay, this is actually, yeah.
I was thinking Flurry or Frosty, but I like Paragon. And I'm calling Perry, cause he's a wee little baby.
I think that's perfect.
I second that.
My third. Nice,
I
Andre.
4.
I still like the icicle face, but what?
Get out of here. Aren't you supposed to be retrieving a book?
All right. Kicks the door in and starts running down.
Hailstorm puts his head up and starts kind of nuzzling the wormling, introducing himself to the wormling.
Yeah. The wormling actually kind of like tenses up at this sort of sudden appearance of Hailstorm, and actually, can Hailstorm make a Constitution saving throw?
No.
Oh, he's pretty good. He's pretty good. Actually, I'm gonna use this one.
Excuse me.
I'm gonna use one of my re-rolls.
Okay.
that did not start out very well at all.
Can I?
Isn't that how you want your pet to meet?
Could I do something while they're meeting each other? Can I put my? Is that okay?
At this point, we'll let the roll happen. I think.
Okay.
Where we at?
16.
16? Okay, so kind of like it's very scary skunk. The little Paragon, like, and like you see this little puff of gas. It's not the same as the sort of frozen breath that it was using before. Kind of like spurts into Hailstorm's nostrils, and he's like, and for a second, Hailstorm goes really, really stiff to the point where he can't blink, and then he's just like, and he like shakes it off, and then he's fine.
Hailstorm.
Yeah.
I would like to go to Hailstorm and just kind of gently, if Hailstorm will let me, gently pet him, and then kind of show, almost like I'm showing, like, hey, this is friend.
Yeah. Once you start kind of soothing and your comfort with Hailstorm, kind of like how you felt his happiness earlier when you were tossing him ice, you're kind of he's feeling your comfort, and you can feel that connection happening simultaneously. So still nervous, just a bigger animal, but he'll come around.
And little Perry's only gonna get bigger.
Wonderful.
And cuter.
Yeah.
How do you, well,
Let's take it one day at a time, maybe.
what are you to name your bird?
Oh, her?
Yeah.
This is Jules.
Oh.
Joules. Jules.
Oh, I see.
I love it.
Joule.
Like power.
Like the yes, like the I was like the chemistry.
That's my
Kinda.
like
You want to hold her? It will tingle.
Oh.
Yeah, just it's got like, it makes your fingers involuntarily like kind of clench at it, just because it's triggering your nerves a little bit. So just kind of like
Kind of pass it over to like Andre or Bubo, whoever wants to.
it's like licking a battery, but on your hands. It's a lot.
Pass it over to Bubo.
Nope.
Nope.
I've already got one bird. Can't have another. It'll be bad repercussions for Tiny Jules.
I reach it back up to Aura, but I'm too short to give it back to her shoulder.
Just kind of flaps its way back up. He doesn't. Sorry, Jules doesn't exactly fly yet. So she sort of just darts around. She's kind of like, if you were able to see it in one vision, she kind of like picks her destination. A piece of her electricity goes there, and the rest of her catches up. It's almost like this like line and tether thing for movement. Just like with a little crackle, a little sharp pop every time she lands. Hey, so do we, Shao Jordan. He's the best. Very excited. I think this is a good point. You guys are all set up, I think, for the next thing. We will top off next week with the monster drop that we earned tonight. But we're going to wrap it up. And we are about to do a giveaway with some geeky teas and some cantrip candles.
Get active in the chat.
A cantrip candle, rather. So the Equestria and this Brine Water Tides cantrip candle can be yours. Just get active in the chat, everybody. Get chatty, and we're going to give away. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Thank you for your support. I realize this is a very...
RP heavy day.
It was an RP heavy day, but I think it was well earned.
No, it's good. We'll
get back to the action as quickly as possible, I'm sure. And we're gonna mix it all up.
Is this the first episode where we haven't fought anything?
No,
for a while.
It's been a minute, for a while. Not the first one.
I mean, for a while.
Dang, it's been a bit. Yeah.
I like.
I mean, it's nice to breathe because I don't know the last time we
I like
had
breathing
a long
too.
rest. Other than it is a good. I hear it. It helps. All the things.
Danny,
It keeps you
All right,
alive.
Danny, what does that candle smell like? I was very curious. I was like,
This
ooh.
one smells like
Mm.
kelp and ozone, salt water, and cedarwood. And let me confirm.
Let's sniff it. Brine water.
Oh, Brine.
What I like
I
about
feel like
this...
it ought to.
What?
I was gonna say I feel like it ought to smell like what Pirates of the Caribbean smells like, or something like that.
It smells so much better than Pirates of the Caribbean. Although,
But like a
funny that I
better
mentioned
version
it,
of that.
There is a candle company that makes like theme park smells like that, specifically in candles.
It's not very.
Is it bad?
I got a couple of
that's
them.
cool.
It's not very accurate.
But these are good.
No, those ones are great.
Yeah,
those,
this one
those aren't
actually
kind of-
smells like the beach, and not in like the Bath and Body Works way of beach.
Smells
This
like
actually
real
smells like the beach. This smells like you've got a fire going, and the tide's coming in. It's a little salty. It's good. Man.
Go on. Go on.
Ooh, yummy, yummy.
Yeah, this is dope. And I'd smell the tea, but I'd have to open it. But I believe it's also good. So the flavor of the tea is black tea, apple pieces, natural caramel, apple flavor, cinnamon bark, candy apples. It says. It's got cute little ponies on it.
I was trying to pick candles for like each of the characters, but like the library one was out, and like. This is the aura inspired candle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's a little shipwreck on the top too. Which is great. So all of these have like little maps and terrains and stuff on the lids.
Oh, I feel like
Oh, nice.
So good. Get active. Get more active.
More active.
I think we're probably good to roll that.
Yeah. Let's roll it.
All right, roll it. Let's see who wins.
Hey!
We know that person.
Wait a minute.
What?
Well, I mean, we know that person. Cast and crew can't win. Sorry, Connie. We love you. Sorry. Sorry, buddy.
Yeah, even Connie says,
Thank you. Terrence Dark, congratulations. You won the giveaway. Sorry, Connie. I'll owe you a candle.
I'll send you one, Connie.
Terrence Dark.
Well, if you guys hadn't dragged her out on perception check for 8 episodes, maybe she wouldn't have been cast.
That's true.
So hey, Terrence,
so Terrence Stark, make sure you join the Discord if you haven't already. Send me a message on said Discord. I there am Danny (Perception Studio). Send me a message on there with your name, your mailing address, and that's pretty much all we need. And we'll get this to you ASAP. The last wave of giveaways and stuff, I believe, have gone out or are going out this week. They should be out very soon. They should be on their way, and then these will be right behind. Okay, where are we at? Oh, they're going out this week. Okay, confirmed. They're going out this week. What's up? Taking them. Okay, Art's taking them. Nice. They're on their way right now!
And speaking of the Discord, pop into the Sahlen's channel for typing your questions for Behind the Legacy.
Yes, please
Your questions
do.
so we can answer them.
Sorry, the last Behind the Legacy should have dropped already.
Cool.
The last week's. Yeah, it should have dropped at 4:30 today.
I know people were looking for it, and I don't know if they saw it, but...
Got it.
And now?
And now, if you think anything you saw tonight was worth at least $1, please consider joining our Patreon. So up top here, our Patreon producers. That is our highest tier available. We appreciate it very much. It helps us out a lot, and as well as all the other tiers. But also, we have special content on our Patreon. We have exclusive content, such as Behind the Legacy, which we just mentioned, which is where we answer your specific questions that you'll post in the thread for us. Right now, go do the thing. But also there's early release content like podcast stuff. There's also exclusive behind the scenes stuff that we just do here at the studio. So when we have time, we post stuff there as well. And at tier 3 and above, you get an exclusive Perception Studio pin. This one, but glittery and pretty. And that's just for signing up. And then if you stay continued subscribed, every few months, we're going to send you a new pin. And the new pin art is currently being worked on. It's going to be the chunk emote. But the art has to be a little altered so that it works for the pin process.
And I figured out what I did wrong. I scheduled it for tomorrow at 4:30.
Oh no!
But it is now published. It is there.
Right, so yeah, so immediately after this, go watch that because we're gonna answer all your questions, and then this one will be up by next week. Oops. Thanks everybody. Thanks for being here, and thank you again for helping us with our partner push. We're not done. We are submitted. That does not mean we're done. Because we're going to keep on pushing until we get it. So we very much appreciate it. And thanks for turning out. Thank you for those raids. Thank you for the cheers, donations, everything. But most of all, thank you for being here. Zipping around.
Yeah.
For being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend.
Tuning into streaming back again.
Reed asks, should I double check now that you have my address for the pin? I know Art is checking that pretty constantly. So as long as your address is updated and you've given us permission on the Patreon to see your address, you should be fine.
Yeah. And hey, Danny, what's happening tomorrow?
Tomorrow at 2 p.m. on YouTube. Sorry, that was real loud. Tomorrow at 2 p.m. on YouTube. So just
that was the same amount of loud thing.
2 p.m. we have our Star Wars campaign, DM'd by this fella right here. Andrew is our GM over there. And so that's using the Fantasy Flight game Star Wars RPG system built upon Genesis. It's Chunky Cucumber and Haley and Dino and Ryan. Is that everybody? I think that's everybody. So that's at 2 p.m. on YouTube. 7:30 p.m. Perception Check with the Felted Friends in the evening on Twitch. So make sure that you're there for both
Twitch
of those.
partner push.
Yeah,
be there.
Twitch, very important partner push, and it's going to be fun. And we're back in the world of Amora. We're only on episode 3 tomorrow, I think.
Yep.
Yay, I'm right this time.
Are they gonna get the thing done?
Who knows?
Who knows? Tune in tomorrow to find out.
Tune in next time. All right. Well, thanks everybody. What?
She's screaming about.
What?
I just heard, whoa.
Oh, we're looking for somebody to raid.
Raid!
We are Nerdsmith. Hooray. Thank you, everybody.
Sweet.
I just heard random roaring from the other room.
Stick around for the raid.
Yeah, remember, Kenny, to mute the mics when we change scenes.
We're going to talk some mad shit.
Yeah.
All the mad.
Much love, everyone. Thank you for coming.
Thank you guys so much for joining us.
Thanks for hanging out.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.